Hello and welcome to my studio journal. Now back in 2022, I started to redesign my home studio, shifting from software to hardware for the first time. What began as a few videos for some curious students soon became an ongoing unfiltered record. Okay, so I'm going to try something a little different here. Now, what I'm making is basically a synth stand. I have a bunch of Behringer mono synths. What I'd like to do is make a stand for them. They have to be straight up and down. I didn't like using, or the idea of using a rack mount, just because to put a rack mount where I wanted them was a little bit tricky. And I came up with a different idea. I'm not using the right drill bits. I'm not using the right technique. I don't have any particular, there's nothing that I have here that I should be using if I was going to do a bang up job of this. So I don't think I really am going to do a bang up job of this. I'm just too impatient. I will though, if it looks like it's going too badly on the one, then I will certainly halt and look at getting the supplies that I actually need. Because of where these are going to be placed, what I can do is one of these can go on against a wall so no one can see it. So the idea is that I'm going to take these plastic shelves and like I said, if it looks like it's going really poorly on any one particular part of this, I'm just going to stop. So the idea is, with these Behringer synths I have, I'm going to drill holes on this side so that the one end will be like that, the other end will be like this. These things can be screwed to the wall to prevent toppling so it won't fall over this way, and the synths are going to be across like this. I need to go with a 20-inch because where I'm putting it is 15 and a bit. So I need to have more than 15. They only come in certain sizes. I need more than 14 but less than 20. I'm going to be trying to cut this with like a hacksaw. Probably not the best idea. This probably will not work out that great. But like I said, if I really mess up one, this one will be then the far end one, and I'll buy all the right stuff to finish off the other sections. So we're going to start to see how all this goes. This is where I want to try and put them, is up here. So we see they're a little bit longer than what I would like. I need to have them right about, probably about that height would be good. So I need to then cut off all of this, like I said, with a hacksaw. So we're going to see how this goes. I'm going to have to make a mark. To give you, with this particular set of shelves, I'm sure they do not intend it to be used like this at all. But they give you a pen, a bunch of other things like levels and all sorts of stuff like that, which actually comes in handy. So if I put this up here like that, let's say about there, okay, it would be good. Now what I want to do is I want to check to make sure these things aren't, and they are slanted too. So it's going to go at the back. So in this case, how is this going to work? We need it to be, hold on, if it's going to go there, I need it to be, that lid keeps on falling off, there. Whoop. Oh, I'll get that lid later. All right, so I made my mark as to where I need this to be. Now what I need to do is make it a straight edge so that I can actually cut the thing correctly. I really kind of hate to do this because these only cost $30 for the two, but I really kind of hate messing these things up. I don't really have a choice, so I have to cut it. We can see where this line is right here that I made. So I'm going to try and use a hacksaw, cut through it, and see what happens. It's not supposed to be necessarily a great option for it, but we'll see how it goes. I just used a typical hacksaw, metal hacksaw, and this is kind of what the result was. So was it perfect? No, by no means. If I wanted to, I could go down and get some sandpaper and sandpaper this down here, a little bit edges, make it so it's nice and rounded and stuff. But this is going to be at the top. You're probably not going to see it too terribly much, and if you do, it's not going to matter too much anyhow. I was worried that it was going to be more difficult than what it was, but nope, it's just went pretty well. So I did both sides already. The problem is that all this was perfectly fine. It got to here and then it just snapped each time, which is what I was warned that it was going to do. I was kind of expecting that, but so it did. So the only thing is drilling. Drilling is going to be the next part. Can I drill something like this just using a regular drill bit? I got marker on my fingers here, everything from this. But anyhow, now the thing is, I'm not too worried about wrecking this particular thing because it's not going to be wrecked. If the holes don't work out right, this is going to end up being a stand for my Universal Volt 476. And I'm just going to put Velcro here, and stick it to it, and it's going to stand on the desk, which looks a lot better than what I have right now. So I'll just cut down the size. So I will be able to figure out uses for this to make them into more attractive stands and buy the right tools to do it if I need it. But anyhow, on to the next thing is to try and take the Behringer bolts out and line them up face forward this way. Here we go. The idea here is, and once again, who knows if this is going to work? It's just a general idea. With the Behringer 3-tier, let me guess, this is the wrong one? Wrong size. Okay. Anyhow, with the Behringer 3-tier, you're supposed to be able to take those screws out. Let me get an actual screwdriver for that that's appropriate. If you'd like to follow the full journey, check out my online studio journal linked in the description. Until next time, I'm just a music teacher having fun. Catch you on the next one.